Hey, so I wanted to talk about one of aviation's greatest mysteries today.
Oh, you're talking about Flight MH370, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Can you believe it's been over 9 years since it vanished?
It's hard to believe. I still remember when it happened. It was like the plane just disappeared into thin air.
Exactly. So, let's dive into what happened. On March 8th, 2014, Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur, heading to Beijing. Everything was normal for the first 40 minutes.
And then it just vanished, right?
Well, at 1:21 a.m., the plane's transponder was turned off near the South China Sea.
Wait, what?
That's when it dropped off civilian radar.
Turning off the transponder isn't accidental, is it?
Exactly. It has to be manually switched off. Then, at 1:37 a.m., the plane stopped communicating with ground control entirely.
That's so strange. So where did it go after that?
Military radar picked it up, making an unexpected left turn, flying west, completely off its flight path. It then flew across Malaysia and over the Indian Ocean for another 7 hours before disappearing completely.
7 hours? It's like it was on autopilot to nowhere.
Exactly. It's one of the
Yeah.
most baffling aspects of the case.
So what theories are out there?
Well, the official explanation is that it crashed into the Indian Ocean after running out of fuel. In July 2015, a piece of the wing, called a flaperon, washed up on Reunion Island, confirming a crash.
Right. But that doesn't explain why it changed course in the first place.
Exactly, and that's where speculation comes in. Some people think it was pilot suicide.
You mean the pilot deliberately crashed the plane?
Yeah, investigators found a flight simulation on Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah's home computer that mirrored the plane's final path. But there's no solid proof he intended to crash the plane.
But didn't he have no history of mental illness or any motive?
Right. His friends and family insist he was fine. So it's hard to imagine him doing something like that.
So maybe it was a mechanical failure or fire on board.
Some theories suggest an electrical failure or fire caused the crew to lose control. A fire could have damaged communications and forced the pilots to change course.
That makes sense. But if a fire was bad enough to knock out communication, could the plane keep flying for 7 more hours?
That's the tricky part. It's hard to reconcile those two things.
What about hijacking? Could terrorists have taken over the plane?
It's possible, but no group ever claimed responsibility, which is unusual for hijackings.
True. And usually there are demands or communications.
Exactly. There were no ransom demands or intercepted communications indicating a hijacking.
Then there's the theory that it was shot down, maybe by accident?
Some believe that MH370 was accidentally shot down by a military operation, perhaps mistaken for a threat. Military radar did show strange aircraft movements in the area.
That would be a huge scandal if true.
Definitely. But there's no solid evidence to support it. No immediate debris field was found.
And then there are the wild theories.
Oh yeah, some of the more bizarre ones like the plane being abducted by aliens or taken to a secret base.
As much as I love a good alien story, that's probably not the case here.
Agreed. Yeah, there's no credible evidence for those theories.
So where does that leave us?
Well, despite the largest search operation in aviation history, more than $200 million spent, and extensive searches, we still haven't found the main wreckage. The Indian Ocean is vast and deep.
It's like looking for a grain of sand on a beach, isn't it?
Exactly. New technologies like better sonar and AI analysis might eventually locate the missing plane.
Hopefully. Do you think the families will ever get closure?
I sincerely hope so. They deserve answers after all these years.
It's just so tragic.
It really is. You know, it's one of those cases that reminds us how much of our world remains unexplored and mysterious.
Yeah, sometimes we forget how big and untamed the oceans are.
Exactly. So, do you think we'll ever find out what really happened to MH370?
I hope so. Science and technology are advancing all the time. Maybe one day we'll have the tools to uncover the truth.
Yeah, it's like we need a modern-day miracle.
Or maybe just persistent effort and a bit of luck.
True. Well, it's certainly a mystery that continues to captivate the world.
Definitely. And until we find out, it'll remain one of aviation's greatest unsolved mysteries.
Well said. Thanks for chatting about this with me.
Anytime, it's been enlightening.